My dear children, come close to me and rest in the stillness of my presence. Picture yourself walking into a quiet chapel at dawn, where the air carries the faint fragrance of incense and the glow of candles flickers softly in the dim morning light. The first rays of sunlight pass through stained glass windows, scattering colors of blue, red, and gold across the floor, like a mosaic of my promises. You hear the distant toll of a church bell, its sound rising gently into the heavens, calling hearts to pause, to listen, to open. Here, in this sacred space, I whisper to you, you do not need to strive. You do not need to hold everything in your hands so tightly. Here, in my presence, I invite you to let go and be still, for I am God. In this place you are safe. In this place I am with you. In this place I will teach you about joy that comes when you release what you fear to surrender. I have seen the weight you carry, the heavy stone clutched in your hands, the burden of control that you are afraid to release. You hold it because you think if you let go, all will fall apart. But hear my voice, my dear children. I am the one who holds all things together. I am the one who spoke the universe into being, and I am the one who formed you in your mother's womb. My love is everlasting. My mercy is new every morning, and my joy is ready to fill you when you choose to lay everything down before me. The purpose of this message is not to condemn you, but to draw you into the freedom I have prepared for you. Stay with me. Let your heart remain open in my presence as I speak. My dear children, surrender is not the loss you fear it to be. It is the doorway into freedom. When you cling to control, you carry the weight of what was never meant for your shoulders. You try to direct every outcome, protect every path, and fix every broken place, and yet you find yourself weary and afraid. But when you open your hands and release that heavy stone to me, you discover the joy that only I can give. You discover peace that surpasses understanding. I remind you of the words spoken by my Son. Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it. This is my promise in Matthew 16:24-25. To the world, surrender looks like defeat, but in my kingdom, surrender is victory. It is where you find your true life, hidden in me. Picture the heavy stone again, my dear children. It presses down on your palms, your arms tremble under its weight, and your heart grows tired of carrying it. But now see yourself releasing it into my hands. See how the burden falls away and your hands are free to lift in worship, free to embrace, free to receive. This is what I long for you. Not endless striving, but rest. Not constant fear, but trust. Not bondage to control, but joy in surrender. When you let go, I pour into you rivers of living water. My spirit flows through you like a gentle stream, refreshing the dry places of your soul. You will taste freedom and know that it is sweet, for where my spirit is, there is liberty. Where I reign, there is joy, unshaken by circumstances. My dear children, I am not asking you to surrender to emptiness. I am asking you to surrender to me, the one who loves you with an everlasting love, the one who will never abandon you, the one who will never break his promises, the one who calls you precious and chosen. In my arms, you are safe. In my will, you are whole. In my presence, there is fullness of joy. Do not fear letting go, for I am already holding you. Do not fear losing control, for I am the one who governs the stars and knows the number of hairs on your head. Every detail of your life rests in my hand. Even when storms rage, even when shadows fall, I remain your refuge. I am the calm after the storm, the light breaking through clouds, the Father whose embrace will never loosen. Come, my dear children, trust me with what you cannot control. Trust me with your future, with your past, with the hidden corners of your heart. Lay them down before me, and watch how I transform ashes into beauty, sorrow into songs, and fear into joy. For I am the Lord who makes all things new. Take courage, for my promises are sure. I have said, be still, and know that I am God. Be still, and watch me move on your behalf. Be still, and rest in my joy. I will never fail you. I will never forsake you. Lift your eyes to me, for I am your help, your shield, your everlasting Father. My dear children, I give you this invitation today. Open your hands, release the stone, and receive my joy. Let this surrender be the melody of your life, the song of freedom that carries you through every season. For in surrender, you find me, and in me, you find everything you have been longing for. My dear children, hear my voice as it gently calls you deeper. Surrender is not a single act. It is the posture of your heart, a daily rhythm, a continual turning from fear toward trust. Each day you awaken, I give you breath as a gift. Each day I invite you to walk with me, to place your hand in mine, to let me carry what weighs you down. Do not think surrender is beyond you. Even the smallest whisper of release brings joy into your soul. Consider the seed that falls into the ground. When it is buried, it seems as though it has lost everything, hidden in the darkness of the soil. But in truth, it is in that surrender that life begins. The seed must let go of its shell to burst forth into new creation, to rise as a green shoot reaching for the light. So it is with you, my dear children. As you release the old shell of control, I bring forth new life in you, life that grows, life that flourishes, life rooted in me. I know the fears that whisper to you in the night. They tell you that if you surrender, you will lose what you love. They tell you that if you trust me, you will walk empty-handed. But, my dear children, those fears are shadows without substance. I am not a thief who robs you of joy. I am your Father who delights to give good gifts to his children. When you surrender, I do not leave your hands empty. I fill them with blessings greater than you can imagine, peace that steadies your heart, hope that shines like dawn, and joy that cannot be taken from you. Think of the heavy stone again, the burden of control. It is jagged and cold, pressing into your skin as you clutch it tightly. It weighs down your spirit and makes your steps heavy. You carry it, thinking it will protect you, but instead it drains your strength. Now see yourself kneeling before me, laying that stone at my feet. Watch as I lift it away, casting it aside, and in its place I place into your open hands a gift of light, the flame of my joy. It warms you, it steadies you, it illuminates your path. This is what I long to do for you when you surrender. My dear children, remember that my Son walked the path of surrender before you. In the Garden of Gethsemane he prayed, "Not my will, but yours be done." That surrender brought forth salvation for the world. In his letting go, you were lifted up. In his obedience, you were set free. And now I call you to walk in his steps, not as a burden, but as the way into life abundant. For when you release your will to mine, you step into the fullness of the life I have prepared for you. I know surrender feels like stepping into the unknown, but my dear children, nothing is unknown to me. I see the end from the beginning. I hold tomorrow as surely as I hold today. I go before you, behind you, and beside you. You are never walking into darkness alone, for I am your light. You are never stepping into emptiness, for I am your fullness. Trust that every surrender draws you closer to me, and in me you will never be forsaken. Pause now and breathe in my presence. Let the anxieties you carry loosen their grip. Let the racing thoughts grow quiet. Be still, and let me remind you who I am. I am the shepherd who lays you down in green pastures. I am the Father who runs to embrace you when you return home. I am the friend who never leaves your side, and I am the Lord who rejoices when his children lay their burdens down and choose joy. Do not measure your worth by how much you can control. Your worth has already been sealed by the blood of my Son. You are priceless in my sight, chosen and beloved. Surrender does not diminish you, it reveals who you truly are. You are not defined by your fears, your failures, or your striving. You are defined by my love, which no power on earth can take away. My dear children, hear this truth. The world will tell you to hold tighter, to fight for control, to secure your own life. But I tell you, whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. This is not a loss, but a discovery. In surrender, you find the freedom to laugh without fear, to rest without guilt, to walk without stumbling. In surrender, you find me, and in me, your joy is complete. Picture now the sky after a storm. The clouds begin to part, and a golden light pours through, stretching across the horizon. The air is fresh, the earth washed clean, and a rainbow arcs in colors of promise. That is the picture of surrender. The storm of control has passed, and my covenant love shines over you. You are safe beneath my bough of promise. You are covered by my faithfulness. You are sheltered in my joy. So I say again, my dear children, open your hands. Release what you were never meant to carry. Trust me with your family, your future, your heart, your dreams. Trust me with your pain, your questions, and your fears. As you surrender, you will discover that I was never asking you to let go into nothingness. I was asking you to let go into my arms. And in my arms, there is fullness of joy, now and forevermore. My dear children, listen closely, for I long to free you from the chains of fear that whisper you must hold on tightly to everything. Fear says, if you let go, everything will fall apart. But I tell you, when you let go, everything falls into place. Fear urges you to clutch, to grasp, to control. My spirit urges you to release, to trust, to rest. Think of a bird soaring through the sky. It does not grip the air with desperation. It stretches its wings and allows the wind to lift it. In surrender, it rises higher than it could by its own strength. So it will be with you, my dear children. When you stop striving to carry the weight of your own life, my spirit will lift you. You will soar on wings like eagles. You will run and not grow weary. You will walk and not faint. Do not mistake surrender for weakness. The world calls it weakness to bow low, to release control, to admit you are not sufficient in yourself. But in my kingdom, weakness is the place where my strength is perfected. When you yield to me, you open the way for my power to rest upon you. When you acknowledge your limits, you make room for my limitless grace. When you say, "Father, I cannot," I answer, "My child, I can." Imagine a garden, my dear children, with soil rich and ready for growth. But if the gardener holds the seed tightly in his fist, fearing what will happen if he lets it go, the seed remains dormant, lifeless, unfruitful. Only when he opens his hand and surrenders the seed to the soil can new life spring forth. You are that seed. Your surrender is the planting. And I am the gardener who waters, nourishes, and brings forth the harvest. Every time you surrender, you step into deeper intimacy with me. You begin to hear my whispers more clearly, to sense my hand more tenderly, to walk in my peace more steadily. For surrender quiets the noise of striving and makes room for my still small voice. Do you see, my dear children, that surrender is not about losing control, but about gaining closeness with me? Think of the times you have tried to solve every problem on your own, pacing the floor at night, your thoughts racing, your heart heavy. Did it bring you peace, or did it wear you down? Now think of the moments when you finally said, "Father, I give this to you." Can you remember the peace that entered your heart then, like sunlight warming your face after days of rain? That peace is my gift, and I long to give it to you again and again whenever you surrender. My dear children, surrender is not meant to be a one-time act done in a single moment of your life. It is the rhythm of your walk with me. Just as you breathe in and out without ceasing, so you are called to surrender again and again, moment by moment, breath by breath. Each time you release, I refill. Each time you let go, I pour in. Each time you trust, I surround you with joy. Look at the cross, my beloved. The cross is the ultimate picture of surrender. My Son laid down his life freely, not grasping for control, not resisting my will, but yielding fully to it. And out of that surrender came resurrection life, victory over death, joy for all nations. If my Son found life through surrender, will you not also? If he was glorified through letting go, will you not also find joy? I see the battles within you. One part of your heart longs to trust, the other clings in fear. Do not despise your weakness, for I know your frame. I remember that you are dust. Even in your trembling, I am patient. Even in your hesitation, I remain near. I will not condemn you when surrender feels difficult. Instead, I extend my hand and whisper, "Take one step, open one finger, release one burden." And as you take small steps, my strength grows in you. My dear children, surrender is a gift you give me, but it is also a gift I give you. For in surrender, you are freed from the weight of control. You are delivered from anxiety. You are released from striving. Joy takes the place of fear. Peace replaces turmoil. Rest covers weariness. This is not something you earn. This is my gift to you. as you trust me. See yourself now standing at the edge of a river. In your arms, you hold that heavy stone of control. You have carried it for so long that you barely remember what it feels like to be free. The river is before you, its waters sparkling with my light. I invite you to throw the stone into the waters, to watch it sink and disappear, never to burden you again. And as you release it, you feel your arms free, your heart light, your spirit lifted. This is surrender, and this is joy. Lift your eyes, my dear children, for I am faithful. The same hands that formed the heavens are the hands that hold you. The same voice that calms the storm is the voice that calls you to rest. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead dwells in you, empowering you to live in freedom. You are never asked to surrender in your own strength, for I myself give you the grace to do it. So come, release what you carry. Trust me with what you cannot see. Rest in my promises, for they are sure. Delight in my presence, for it is your refuge. And know this truth deep in your soul. Surrender is not the end of joy, but the beginning of it. My joy is waiting for you, ready to overflow, ready to fill every empty place, ready to be your strength forevermore. My dear children, hear me again. You were not created to live with clenched fists. You were not made to walk under the crushing weight of fear and control. I formed your hands to be open in worship, to be lifted in praise, to be stretched outward in love. When your hands are free, they can receive every gift I long to pour into them. But when your hands are clenched around the stone of control, they cannot hold my blessings. Surrender opens the way for abundance. Think of the ocean tide. It ebbs and flows, never resisting the pull of the moon I have set in the heavens. The tide does not argue with its maker. It surrenders to the rhythm I have written into creation. And in that surrender, there is beauty. Waves rise and fall, carrying the fragrance of salt and the whisper of eternity. So it is with your life, my dear children. When you yield to the rhythm of my will, your days move in harmony with my purpose. Even when storms come, my hand steadies the tide. I see your tears when you feel that surrender means losing control of what you love most. But my dear children, love and surrender are not enemies. True love requires trust, and trust flourishes in surrender. Just as a child rests peacefully in the arms of a parent, not worrying about what tomorrow holds, so I call you to rest in me. My arms are everlasting. They will not fail you. Picture yourself walking through a meadow at sunrise. Dew sparkles on the grass, and the air is filled with birdsong. You notice a flower bent beneath the weight of the morning dew. Its stem is bowed low, but as the sun rises and warms it, the drops evaporate, and the flower lifts its head to the light. In the same way, when you surrender to me, the weight pressing you down is lifted, and you rise again, radiant in my presence. My dear children, surrender is not a punishment I impose. It is an invitation into freedom. I do not ask you to release control because I delight in taking from you. I ask because I long to give to you what is eternal, lasting, unshakable. I long to give you myself, and when you have me, you have all. Do not be afraid of what surrender will cost. For every cost in this world, I replace with eternal treasure. Every tear surrendered is turned into laughter. Every loss released becomes an opening for my abundance. Every cross you bear becomes a doorway into resurrection joy. For I am the God who redeems, who restores, who makes all things new. I know the voices that tell you you cannot trust God with this. Hold on tighter. But those voices are not from me. I am the one who calls, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." My Son spoke those words, and they remain true for you today. You are weary, and I offer rest. You are burdened, and I offer freedom. You are afraid, and I offer joy. Look back over your life, my dear children. Can you not see my hand? Times when you thought all was lost, yet I carried you. Moments when you thought you could not go on, yet I gave you strength. Days when the night seemed endless, yet my dawn broke through. If I was faithful then, will I not be faithful now? If I carried you before, will I not carry you again? If I loved you then, do I not still love you with the same everlasting love? Let go of the lie that surrender means failure. My kingdom is not built on human definitions of success. My kingdom is built on trust, on obedience, on love. When you surrender, you are not failing. You are aligning with my perfect will. You are stepping into the life that has always been waiting for you. Think again of that heavy stone. Imagine now that it is not just in your hands, but chained to your back. Every step you take drags it behind you, exhausting your strength. You stop to rest, but still it weighs you down. Now see me approach, my eyes filled with compassion. I unfasten the chains. I lift the stone away. I cast it aside. You stand straighter, breathe deeper, walk lighter. This, my dear children, is what I long to do every time you surrender. When you give me your burdens, I do not just remove them, I replace them with my presence. And my presence is fullness of joy. My presence is perfect peace. My presence is love, unending. You will discover that what you feared to lose was nothing compared to what you gained. My dear children, never forget. I do not measure you by your ability to control life. I measure you by my love, and that love is constant. I am pleased when you trust me. I rejoice when you lean on me. I delight when you open your hands and say, "Father, I give it all to you." So today, release the stone, release the fear, release the striving, place them into my hands, for my hands are scarred with love for you. My hands will never let you go. My hands hold the universe, and they hold you. Lift your eyes now and see the joy set before you. Surrender is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a new chapter. It is the place where fear dies and joy is born. It is the moment when your hands are emptied of weight and filled with blessing. It is the turning point where your life becomes not your own but mine. And in that place, you discover true freedom. My dear children, walk with me in surrender. Let it be your daily rhythm, your song of trust, your offering of love. And in that walk, you will know joy unshakable, peace unending, and hope eternal. My dear children, pause with me and breathe. Feel the air I place within your lungs, the quiet rhythm of life I sustain with every heartbeat. Each breath is a reminder that you are not your own sustainer. I hold you. I carry you. I surround you. When you surrender, you are not falling into emptiness. You are falling into my embrace. Surrender is not a command meant to frighten you. It is an invitation into intimacy. When you release what you cannot control, you are drawing nearer to me. You are saying with your heart, Father, I trust you more than I trust myself. And in that trust I reveal to you the depth of my love. Consider the branches of a vine. They cannot survive by clutching at the air. Their life comes from abiding in the vine itself. When they yield, when they remain connected, life flows into them, and fruit begins to grow. My dear children, you are those branches, and I am your true vine. If you abide in me, if you surrender to my life within you, you will bear fruit that will last. The fruit of joy, the fruit of peace, the fruit of love, these are born not out of control, but out of surrender. I know there are parts of your life you find difficult to let go, wounds that run deep, fears that whisper constantly, dreams you hold with trembling hands. But hear me. Every hidden place is safe with me. I see the broken pieces you carry. I see the prayers you have not spoken aloud. And I say to you, bring them to me. Lay them at my feet. You will not be met with rejection, but with mercy. You will not be met with scorn, but with compassion. You will not be met with loss, but with joy. My dear children, do you remember how the Israelites wandered in the desert, holding on to fear, longing for Egypt, even as I led them toward freedom? Their hands clutched the memory of bondage because surrender felt uncertain. But I was leading them to a land flowing with milk and honey. So it is with you. The place of surrender feels uncertain, but I am leading you to abundance. Do not return to the bondage of control. Walk forward in faith, and you will taste the sweetness of my joy. Picture now the sky turning from night to morning. The horizon glows with colors of gold and pink. Slowly the sun rises, and darkness flees. That is what surrender does in your life. It is the sunrise of your soul. It is the light that dispels fear. It is the warmth that melts away cold striving. Each time you surrender, dawn breaks again in your heart, and joy rises like the morning sun. My dear children, I am not asking you to surrender into silence. I am asking you to surrender into song. When you let go, I fill your heart with music melodies of hope, harmonies of peace, choruses of joy. Even in trials, your surrender becomes praise. Even in pain, your surrender becomes testimony. And the world will see and know that I am your God. Lift your eyes to the cross once more. There my Son surrendered all. His hands were not closed in resistance, but opened in obedience. He yielded his life, and through his surrender came resurrection. Through his surrender came salvation. Through his surrender came joy everlasting. The cross is not just a symbol of death, but the doorway into life. When you carry your cross and follow him, you are not walking toward defeat, but toward eternal victory. I know surrender feels costly, but my dear children, nothing surrendered to me is ever wasted. Every tear you release, I collect. Every burden you lay down, I lift. Every dream you entrust to me, I weave into my perfect plan. My timing may not always match yours, but my purpose will never fail. What you surrender becomes the seed of a greater harvest. Let me remind you of my promise. Be still and know that I am God. In stillness, joy blossoms. In surrender, peace flows like a river. In trust, hope takes root. You do not need to understand every detail. You only need to rest in me. Think of a child holding tightly to a broken toy, unwilling to let it go. The parent kneels, extending hands, ready to exchange the brokenness for something better, something whole. Yet the child resists, fearing loss. My dear children, you often do the same with me. You hold tightly to what is broken, fearing surrender. But if you release it, I will place in your hands something far greater. For I am not the giver of brokenness. I am the restorer of all things. My dear children, the joy I offer you in surrender is not shallow or fleeting. It is not dependent on circumstances. It is deep, unshakable, eternal. It is the joy that steadies you when storms rage. It is the joy that sings within you even in the valley. It is the joy of knowing you are mine, and nothing can separate you from my love. So today, choose to release, choose to trust, choose to lay the heavy stone down, lift your hands to me and let them be filled with joy. For in surrender, you are not losing life, you are finding it. You are not stepping into weakness, you are stepping into my strength. You are not walking into emptiness, you are walking into my fullness. I say again, my dear children, surrender and you will know joy. Surrender and you will walk free. Surrender and you will find the life you have been searching for all along. For I am your Father, and in my arms you are safe, you are loved, and you are home. My dear children, linger with me a little longer. Do not hurry away from this moment of stillness. Rest in the warmth of my presence, as you would rest in the embrace of a loving Father after a long journey home. Feel the calm that I am pouring into your spirit now, like sunlight breaking through clouds after a storm. This is my gift to you, peace that the world cannot give, joy that flows even in the valley, and hope that never fades. I want you to know that I delight in blessing you. I do not hold back my goodness from those who trust in me. I do not turn away when you come with trembling hands and weary hearts. No, my dear children, I draw you near. I cover you with my compassion. I wrap you in the robe of my love, and I call you mine. Do you see the river flowing from my throne? It sparkles like crystal, carrying life wherever it goes. This is the river of my spirit, and it flows to you even now. Drink deeply, my dear children. Let its waters refresh your weary soul. Let it cleanse away every trace of fear. Let it lift you into joy that cannot be shaken. For as it is written, whoever believes in me, rivers of living water will flow from within them. This promise is yours, because you are mine. I see you, my beloved. I see the quiet battles you fight. I see the questions that stir in your heart. I see the burdens you try to carry alone. And I say to you, you are never alone. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. I am the shepherd who walks beside you through green pastures and also through shadowed valleys. I am the Father whose arms remain open, whose love never grows weary, whose faithfulness endures forever. My dear children, receive my blessing now. I place upon your brow the crown of my peace. I breathe upon you the wind of my spirit. I cover you with the mantle of my joy. Do not fear what lies ahead, for I go before you. Do not be troubled by what is behind, for I have redeemed it. Do not worry about what is around you, for I am your shield. In every direction, you are surrounded by my steadfast love. Think of a storm that has raged through the night. The winds howled, the rains poured, and you wondered if the dawn would come. But then, slowly, the clouds parted. Light broke across the horizon, golden and gentle. Birds began to sing again. The earth smelled of rain, clean and renewed. That is what I am doing in you. Where storms have raged, I bring calm. Where fear has howled, I bring stillness. Where darkness has pressed heavy, I bring light. My sunrise will never fail to rise upon you. Do not be afraid of tomorrow, my dear children. Tomorrow is already in my hands. Do not be afraid of weakness, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Do not be afraid of loss, for I am your portion forever. You may not know what the future holds, but you know me and I hold the future secure. Let your heart rest in this truth. I am not a distant God watching from afar. I am Emmanuel, God with you. I walk with you on the road. I whisper to you in the quiet. I hold you when you are weary, and I rejoice over you with singing. Yes, my dear children, I sing over you. My joy in you is greater than you can imagine, and my song will never end. I want you to feel the blessing of my hand upon your life. It is gentle, yet strong. It is tender, yet unshakable. I bless your rising and your resting, your coming in and your going out. I bless your thoughts with clarity, your heart with courage, and your spirit with joy. I bless the work of your hands, and I bless the dreams you surrender to me. I bless you in the hidden places no one else sees, and I bless you openly with favor that others will notice. Remember my promise. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. This blessing is not far from you. It rests upon you even now. You walk beneath the light of my countenance, and you are never forgotten. My dear children, carry this blessing with you into the world. When fear rises, remember my joy. When darkness whispers, remember my light. When burdens press, remember the freedom of open hands. Let your life be a testimony of surrender, so that others will see and know that I am God, and that my love is unending. As you go, do not let your heart grow troubled. Hold fast to my promises, for they are your anchor. Lift your eyes to me, for I am your help. Walk forward with courage, for I am your strength. And when you stumble, do not despair. My hand will lift you again, and will lift you. When you falter, my mercy will cover you. When you feel empty, my spirit will fill you. And now, my dear children, I pour out a deep blessing upon you. May your heart rest in my peace, like a child sleeping soundly in a father's arms. May your soul be refreshed as by rivers of living water. May your spirit rise like an eagle on the wind of my spirit. May joy become the song that carries you through each day, a melody no storm can silence. Take this joy with you and share it. The world is weary and longs for hope. Be my witnesses of light. Shine with the love I have placed in you. Speak words of life. Offer kindness freely. Live as those who are free, for you are no longer bound by fear. You are mine, and in me you are complete. Before you leave this time, my dear children, I gently invite you to help carry this message of love to others. If this word has touched your heart, let it be known. Share it so others may hear my voice calling them home. Let your voice join mine by leaving a reflection, by giving thanks, by encouraging others to listen. When you like, when you comment, when you share, you are not just engaging with a message, you are spreading my light into a world that desperately needs it. Do it not out of duty, but out of love. Do it not out of pressure, but out of joy. Do it because my message of peace and hope is too precious to keep hidden. In this way, you become my hands extended, my voice echoing, my light shining further than you can imagine. So go now, my dear children, with my blessing upon you. Walk in surrender, live in joy, rest in peace. You are never alone. I am with you always, to the very end of the age, and my love for you will never end.